Lil Durk shocks fans after revealing judge tried to force him to snitch on 50 Cent. Refuses to talk despite facing freedom deal. In a bombshell revelation that's sending shockwaves to the rap world and beyond, Lil Durk has reportedly exposed a stunning plot by prosecutors and a federal judge who allegedly tried to force him into snitching on none other than 50 Cent. According to Durk, he was offered potential release clause, his freedom, in exchange for details on alleged criminal operations tied to 50 Cent. But in a move that's both risky and deeply principled, Lil Durk didn't just refuse the offer. He made it public. He exposed the entire setup, putting himself back in legal jeopardy, but standing on his code. And now, with the world watching and 50 Cent likely to respond any minute, the question becomes, what happens next? Let's dive deep into how this explosive situation unraveled. 4 weeks now, fans have been speculating about the sudden intensification of Lil Durk's legal troubles. Whispers circulated in legal circles about a quiet but intense federal push surrounding Durk's past affiliations, particularly as they related to older charges and alleged connections to organized activity. But nothing and no one saw this coming. According to inside sources close to Durk's legal team, the rapper was taken into a closed-door hearing. Off the record, no press, no cameras, where a judge and federal prosecutors allegedly offered him a deal that left everyone speechless. In short, freedom in exchange for information. Specifically, information about Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now, let's pause here, because this is where things get surreal. 50 Cent has long been a magnet for controversy, conspiracy, and legal speculation, but never quite like this. Sure, we've seen the lawsuits, the celebrity feuds, the messy bankruptcies, and public takedowns. But being the alleged target of a federal fishing expedition through another artist's legal troubles? That's a different kind of heat. And it may suggest that 50 has powerful enemies in places fans never imagined. According to Durk, the authorities wanted him to give up specifics, information about money laundering, behind-the-scenes dealings, and even coded communications between known affiliates allegedly tied to 50 Cent's business circle. And this wasn't just about BMF or the entertainment industry. They wanted to link 50 to a wider web of street-based influence stretching across multiple states. But here's where Durk showed his real stripes. Even with his back against the wall, even with the potential to walk free, he said no. Not only did he refuse to cooperate, he blew the whistle on the entire setup. He took to social media in a calculated, emotionally raw post and wrote, "They tried to make me say something about 50, something that ain't true. Told me I could walk. But I'd rather sit in here than ever say something false on a real one. I don't fold. I stand on mine." The rap game went into meltdown within hours. The reactions were immediate and divided. Some fans hailed Durk as the last of the dying breed, a man still loyal to the old code of street ethics. Others questioned what prosecutors might know, or think they know, about 50 Cent that would lead them to even attempt something this bold. Still others worried for Durk's safety, not just in the system, but for making public enemies out of institutions that typically prefer to move in silence. Let's look at the broader context. Durk isn't just a rapper. He's a cultural force, one of the few mainstream artists who still carries the weight and credibility of Chicago's trenches on his back. He's walked a line few artists can, balancing commercial success with a street-certified image that remains intact. And now, he's doubling down on that image by refusing to flip, even under unimaginable pressure. But if there's one person even more known for being untouchable, it's 50 Cent. This whole story drips with irony. For years, 50 Cent was a guy who got people to talk. He's exposed rappers. He's humiliated moguls. He's torn apart entire empires with Instagram posts. And now, someone tried to flip the script. They tried to use Durk as a pawn in a chess game aimed at taking him down. And if you know 50, you know this isn't going to go unanswered. So far, 50 Cent has remained publicly silent about Durk's bombshell. But that silence, it's the type that makes people nervous. Because when 50 doesn't talk, he's planning. He's preparing. He's waiting for the right moment to strike. And when he does, it's going to be headline-shattering. Sources close to 50 suggest he was blindsided. "This came out of nowhere," said one industry insider. "Nobody saw this coming. And 50's pissed. not just because of the snitching attempt, but because it shows that people at the top are trying to paint with the kind of brush that could ruin everything. Let's be clear about the stakes here. We're not talking about some tabloid scandal. We're talking about a coordinated, behind-closed-doors legal effort to tie 50 Cent to serious federal-level criminal allegations, possibly racketeering, financial fraud, and conspiracy. And they thought they could use Durk, a man fighting his own battles, as a key to unlock it all. But Durk flipped the game. And it wasn't just a refusal. It was a public warning. If they're willing to come at me to get him, how far are they willing to go? Hip-hop historians will tell you, this is the first time the government tried to infiltrate and dismantle a rap movement. From Tupac's FBI files to surveillance of NWA to the relentless legal pressure placed on figures like Suge Knight, Jay-Z, and Meek Mill, the system has always had a complicated relationship with hip-hop, especially when that hip-hop starts creating wealth and influence on its own terms. But Durk's public refusal may go down in history as a major turning point. It's more than loyalty. It's resistance.